Governance. Now, we started to touch on this in the demo around using Purview. But what it allows us to do is, from a data lineage point of view, we're able to track where's the data coming from? How's it going through the entire process flow? And where's it getting to? Who has access to that? What's being touched? With our information protection labels, this is where we're able to place those on so that we're able to restrict who has access to what. However, to do that, that is an additional cost, right? So these things that we've got highlighted here, they're part of Purview. Okay, so it's a separate licensing cost to your costs for Fabric, i.e., which is your capacity licensing, as well as your capacity, as well as your user licenses, depending on what you're doing. Purview, yes, we're able to jump out to the Purview hub, but it's an additional license for you to be able to utilize these things to assist from your protection labels, your data loss prevention, and getting that governance from end to end in your environment. Now, we do have the scanner, which we'll touch on very shortly, which is associated with your governance side of things to be able to scan your different items to find that sensitivity information that you want to put your labels on. Just to recap on our monitoring side of things, we had the admin portal, and this is just a screenshot straight from that admin portal on what we're able to see out of the box. As I mentioned, we need to enable it. Once we do enable it, it does take about 10 minutes for it to spin up, start and populate the data. And then it's refreshed automatically once a day. Okay. There are some considerations around that in that, yes, we mentioned that it's read only. We spoke about being able to use the underlying semantic model to create your own to give you more information. Going along with this out of the box admin monitoring, we do have the ability to, this is fairly new, we've got the Fabric Capacity Metrics app. Now, this does need to be installed. And what this allows us to do is gain access to this to give us information about the utilization of our capacity that we've got in place. Therefore, we can see, well, what timings are we needing this capacity? Have we got it over provisioned? Is it costing us far too much money? Okay, so this is a fantastic app that, as an administrator, you need to be able to install this so that you've got access to assist you in managing and maintaining the environment and making sure that you're not blowing your budget. Security. Now, this is a big thing, and we could have an entire session just on security, okay? But what it basically boils down to, it's like an onion. We need to peel it away from the outside until we get down to the actual data. But the security is based on the Power BI security, okay? So our role as an admin is to make sure that users, groups have appropriate access and that they're able to interact appropriately with those items, and whether those items are being shared or are being distributed to various people. You can even do this so people outside of your organization can have access to the end data. But we start off, as I said, you must have an Entra ID. There is no way of getting around that. And you can't actually connect direct to Fabric. Okay, it's the way that it comes in. It's using the private endpoints behind the scenes to be able to determine where you can get into and what access you have. Okay, so our network control and security on that outer layer. And this is where we have the Entra conditional access and the private links on when you're signing up. What do you get access to? So that's our first layer of it. We then come down to our workspaces and artifacts control. And when we were in the demo, we saw when we were in a workspace, we can go and manage that and set up the permissions, who has access, what roles do you have inside of that workspace, right? So are you a contributor? Can you go and create things, or are you only a consumer that you can read things? And this is where, if you're a member and a contributor, you can use all of the items in the workspace, or if you're only a viewer, you can only see the items in that workspace. We then come down to the data security and access control, and that's where, from a Power BI point of view, it's using the row level security at that data level. Okay. Now, what we do want to call out is from the accessing the data and being able to really secure it. We've spoken about conditional access. Okay, so that's with your Entra ID. The resiliency on keeping this up and running. Well, this comes down to the availability zones. Okay, so it's spread across multiple availability zones inside of your region that you've deployed. Now, the thing to remember with Fabric, okay, is when you go to enable it, wherever your Power BI tenant was created. Now, in your Azure tenancy, you would have gone, right, I need to configure or enable your Power BI tenant. Where that Power BI tenant is created, what region, that is where your Fabric tenancy is created. Okay. Now, depending on what region you're in, may dictate what features you can have access to. Now, the big one, if you want to have a look at, is Fabric SQL database, for example. It's not supported in every region. If your tenancy is not in a region that supports that, that can be problematic at this point in time. If you are having having issues and you need Microsoft to assist you and gain access, they don't just have direct access, but it's undertaken via lockbox, and you need to be able, there's steps that you go through to be able to provide them access to that. We've got service tags that we mentioned, and this is where we're able to allow other Azure services and Fabric services to work together. Specifically, you might be wanting to or needing to connect to Azure SQL Managed Instance. And so with those service tags, we're able to configure that to allow that access. And then we've got our OneLake security on, because that's what everything is sitting on being able to access the underlying data that's maintained there.